Welcome back to another episode of Kicked, your bi-weekly journey through the wacky, wild, and wonderful world of gaming on Kickstarter. We've got 4 new games to talk about this week. I'm your host, Amy Lee Sprider, and let's get started. Our first game is set in the world of Shakespeare's Hamlet. This is Elsinore, and it follows the perspective of the play through Ophelia's eyes. She's awoken one morning to the vision that within 4 days, everyone in the castle is going to be dead, and she's determined to stop that from happening. As Ophelia, you'll have a kind of time cycle mechanic. So basically, it's a trial and error as you try to figure out how to stop everyone from killing each other. As you explore the castle, you'll be able to pick up different elements of evidence, different scraps of gossip that you'll be able to use with the different characters to try to sway their actions. As a result, it's part detective game, part puzzle game, and part Groundhog Day. As every time you may be successful, and a lot of times you're just going to end up dying yourself. You have this cautious choice of where you're going to be and when, and who you're going to deal with. And it all plays out to the final chapter of the game. They are already funded at their $12,000 goal, but their first stretch goal at $15,000 will allow the game to have some basic voice acting. They kind of describe it as Fire Emblem style voice acting. So if you're interested in a Shakespearean twist on the puzzle adventure game, I highly recommend giving this one a look. Our next game is called Winterflame: The Other Side, and is being made by an Indonesian developer that's kind of doing their take on a world that's already been visited in a plethora of other mediums. The world that this game is set in has already appeared in print, in graphic novels, as well as a card game, and now they're bringing it to the game world. It follows a young boy who lost his hand and his entire family during a rather vicious war between humans and magic users, and he has now been taken in by some of those magic users and created a very close bond with one of his caretakers, who one day mysteriously goes missing in the forest. As a result, he goes chasing off after her, but due to his lack of hand, he kind of starts struggling at first. However, he runs into a magical gauntlet that gives him various powers that allow him to kind of solve puzzles and try to find his way to his friend. This game has already raised $37,000 Canadian, and they're aiming to raise $68,000, but they've only got 19 days left to go on this campaign. So if you'd like to help Winterflame become a reality, I highly recommend giving them a look. Our next game is a cooperative storytelling game centered around a single scroll. This is Fall of Magic. Fall of Magic has kind of a unique game board. As I mentioned before, it is a scroll, but as the game progresses, you're going to be slowly unraveling the map of the world. Each chunk of the map is a different environment for you and your fellow companions to explore, and they come with different game prompts to help you kind of develop the story as you go. As a group of adventurers, you are escorting the Magus, a group of magic users who are trying to find out why the magical momentum, the elemental force of this universe is slowly dying. So as a result, you're going to be exploring different areas, and as you continue through, each character is going to have their chance to contribute something to the story. It's a beautifully crafted game. The creators have taken a lot of time and effort to make this game look absolutely gorgeous, not only in the art, but in the materials they're using to create this game board scroll. And they've already hit their funding goal of $19,500. They're currently at $21,000, and they've got 21 days left to go in their campaign. I highly recommend giving this one a look. Our final game this week brings together aliens and indie bands. This is Loud on Planet X, a rhythm music game where you're going to be taking control of some of the well-known indie bands out there, such as July Talk, Tegan and Sarah, Metric, and The Lights. And as a result, you're going to be defending your stage from invading aliens. Each character has their own special moves to use, and you'll be able to switch between the different bands. They've got a lot of help from these bands in creating some of the music for the game, and it has kind of a fun, quirky art style as well that kind of fits the type of game that it is. They've got 26 days left to go on their campaign. They're aiming to hit $50,000, and they're just short of halfway there. So if you'd like to help Loud on Planet X become a reality, give this campaign a look. Well guys, those are all the campaigns I have for you this week. You can find links to everything we featured in the show in the description below, and also below the video, you can find links to me on social media as well as invisiblegamer.net, the site I work with to produce Kicked. If you have a suggestion for a game you'd like to see featured in a future episode, episode, you can reach out in the comments below and I will try my best to include them. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.